Here, demo 1 properties. In the properties, here we are going to have an option called type of file. Can you see in the type of file what we have here? Text document. That means this is a text file. Now, ఇది ఎక్సెల్ షీట్ అనుకోండి ఇక్కడ ఏముంటుందో తెలుసా? You can find this in Microsoft Excel sheet. PDF అనుకోండి ఇక్కడ ఏముంటుందో తెలుసా? PDF అనుకోండి. Now, by going to the properties, we can understand what file it is. Now, since it's a text file, now can you see type of file ఏముందండి ఇక్కడ? Text document అనుకోండి. Clear? So for example, here I have a CSV file. ఇదిగో చూడండి ఒకసారి నేను రైట్ క్లిక్ చేస్తున్నాను. I go to the properties. ఇక్కడ ఏముందో చూడండి ఒకసారి చూడండి టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఫైల్ మైక్రోసాఫ్ట్ ఎక్సెల్ కామా సెపరేటెడ్ వాల్యూస్ ఫైల్ అంటే CSV ఫైల్. అది ఎక్సెల్ షీట్ అనుకోండి మైక్రోసాఫ్ట్ ఎక్సెల్ షీట్ అనుకోండి. Each and every file is going to have a name. You can find the name there. So what did you understand? This demo one is in a text file. Now I'm trying to open this demo one text file. Okay. It is a demo one text file. This is the information I have in this text file. Now, can you try to understand what type of information I have in this text file? Name is okay, gender, salary, and workplace where they are working. It is information about 23 employees who works in a small company. And I have each and every employee ID 101, 102 like this one. I have an employee name Usha Kiran Ramu like that. And I have an employee age, and I have an employee gender, and then I have an employee salary, and then finally employee location where they are working. It is information about a small company. It is information about 23 employees. Understand this one? And where we have this information? This information is present in a text file. And can you see what the text file name? Demo. And where we have this text file? This text file is present on my desktop in a folder called SAS. In that again I have one more folder called SAS data. In this folder, here I have demo one text file. In this location, we have the data. Now what is my goal? I should get the data from this text file into SAS. ఈ టెక్స్ట్ ఫైల్లో ఉన్న ఈ డేటాని wherever we have this data in the text file, I want to get the data from the text file into the SAS. Could you able to follow what I'm saying? Getting the data from the text file into SAS. This is an example for data access. How to get the data. Okay. Now, not only in SAS, in any analysis tool, any data analysis tool, or any tool which works with the data, we should always store the data in a form of a table. Data ni eppudu kuda manam ela store cheyalante, we should store the data in a form of a table. You know what you mean by table? Or you ever seen any table? How a table looks like? Very good. A table is going to have a vertical columns, horizontal rows. Vertical ga unte ganaka columns antamandi, horizontal ga unte emantam manu rows or records. Now you should always keep data in SAS in a table. I'm giving it a task now. Now I have given a pen and paper to you and ask you please go to the classroom where we have a 10th class students. We have 50 students in the classroom, and I asked you please collect each and every student hall ticket number. Okay, each and every student name. Can you go to that door? We have one more door there. Go to that. I want to have each and every student name, and I want to have each and every student gender. I want to have each and every student age, how many marks they have got, and how much fee they paid. And I have given a pen and paper to you, and I asked you please collect this information from all the 50 students. Tell me how you will collect the information. I have given
in a tabular form.
I have given pen and paper. I asked you please collect this information from all the 50 students. How we are going to collect that information?
Serial number, hall ticket number, name.
I have given a pen and paper. Tell me how you are going to collect it. So you are going to draw a table.
Table.
First you are going to write a hall ticket number. Then you are going to write a name.
Name.
Then you are going to write a
Gender.
age. Then you are going to write the gender. Then you are going to write a marks.
And
Then you are going to
fees.
write a fee. And then you will write a draw line like this one. Then you will go to the first student. He will ask his hall ticket number, and he is going to ask his name, and then he is going to ask, age 14, gender male, and he got 560 marks, and he paid a 10,000 fee. And then you'll go to the next student, and you are going to take the again hall ticket number. We are going to take the name, and we are going to take the age of the person and the gender, and we are going to take that marks or something. Then you are going to take the marks and fee. In this way, you will collect the information. And now this is called a table. Now tell me, in this table, how many columns I have? How many columns I have? Column means we have a vertical, 6 columns. We have 6 columns. And how many rows I am going to have?
3 rows.
3 rows.
50. No, you should not consider this as in a row. This is not in a row. And these are
2 rows.
Since I'm going to have 50 students in the classroom, I'm going to have 50 rows. For example purpose, I could able to write only 2, but since we have 50 students, if we collect the data from all the 50 students, how many rows we are going to have? 50 rows.
50.
So, if you write a table, if you create a table with this information, now this table is going to have 6 columns and 50 rows. Understand this one? 6 columns and 50 rows. And remember one thing, in the real time, each and every column should have a name. What is the first column name? Hall ticket number. And what is the second column? Name. What is the third column? Age, 6, marks, and fee. Whenever you're creating a table, each and every column should have a name. Okay? If this is the task, if you could able to do it successfully, then tell me, if I ask you to create a table from this data, how many columns you should require to keep this information in a table? You require 6 columns.
6 columns.
And how many rows we are going to have?
23.
Because we have a 23 employees information, so you are going to have a 23 rows. Clear so far, everybody? And tell me, what is the column name you can suggest to me for the first column?
ID number.
Employee ID. The second column is name, age, gender, salary, or
place.
Location, place, address, city, whatever you want, you can write. You don't need to worry about the column names. The sponsor will tell you what are the column names he wants to have. Understand? Now, I want to create a table in SAS from the data which is present in this table, in this text file. So, if you want to create a table from this data, I should require 6 columns, 23 rows, and the first column name should be ID, employee ID. The second column name is name. Third column is going to be age, gender, salary, location. Understand? Now I am going to write a program to create a table in SAS. Clear, everybody? Ready? Okay. Now, this is the SAS software. I'm trying to open the SAS software again. Do not worry about the windows and everything. I will explain that windows everything later. We always write the program in a window called editor. This is called editor window. We always write the program in the editor window only. Okay. Now, you can write the program anywhere, any place, in any location in the editor window. You no need to start from the first line. You no need to end in the last. It's not like that one. You can write anywhere. Just like in a white paper, wherever you want to, you can write. Okay. Now, in SAS, we always write the program by starting a keyword called data. We always start writing the program by using a keyword called data. If you start our program by using a keyword called data, we call it as a data step. మీరు డేటా అనే కీవర్డ్ తో కనుక ప్రోగ్రామ్ స్టార్ట్ చేశారనుకోండి దాన్ని ఏమనాలండి ఇప్పుడు మనం we call it as a data step. And generally, why we write the data step? In the real time, we write the data step for 2 important reasons. The first important reason is data access. And the second important reason is data management. So, for the data access and data management, we start our program with the keyword of data. Okay, and sometimes we start our program with the keyword of proc. ఒక్కొక్కసారి మన ప్రోగ్రామ్ ని proc అనే keyword తో స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం. If you start our program with the keyword of proc, we call it as a proc step. By the way, proc means a procedure. We call it as a proc step or procedure step. Generally, why we read the proc step? We read the proc step for two important reasons. One is for data analysis and the second one is data reporting. For data analysis and data reporting, we use a proc step. For data access and data management, we use data step. What do you mean by data step? If you start your program with the data keyword, it is called data. మీరు డేటా అనే కీవర్డ్ తో స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే డేటా స్టెప్ అని, ప్రాక్ అనే కీవర్డ్ తో స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే ప్రాక్ స్టెప్ అని అంటారు. మరి ఇప్పుడు నేను డేటా యాక్సెస్ చేయాలి, ఏ స్టెప్ రాయాలండి ఇప్పుడు? We should write a data step. And what you mean by data step? If you start our program with the keyword of data, we call it as a data step. Now I'm going to start my program with the data keyword because it's a data step. We should write a data and then we should give at least one space. Okay, and now what I'm doing now, I'm creating a table. In the real time, each and every table should have a name. How everybody we are having a names, in the same way a table also should have a name. Each and every table is going to have a name. Now since I'm creating a table, I want to have my table name as an employee. I will tell you later, when you're writing a table name, what are the rules you should follow. When you're giving a name to your baby, you should follow certain rules, right? Do you follow rules? Yes, we should follow. You should have like your ancestor name, and you should start with your based on your birth star. So many factors, right? In the same way, in SAS also, when you're writing a table name, you should follow certain rules. I will tell you those rules later. For time being, I'm writing my table name as an employee. Okay, data space employee. This is end of the statement. In SAS, how to say end of the statement? If you keep a semicolon, that means that is one statement. మీరు ఎక్కడైతే సెమీకోలన్ పెడుతున్నారో అక్కడితో స్టేట్మెంట్ కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయింది. ఇఫ్ యూ కీప్ ఏ సెమీకోలన్, దట్ మీన్స్ దట్ ఇస్ ద ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ద స్టేట్మెంట్. సో డేటా స్పేస్ ఎంప్లాయీ సెమీకోలన్, దట్ ఈస్ వన్ స్టేట్మెంట్. Now I want to write the second statement. I will go to the second line. I'll click on the enter button. Now we are in the second line. Next line. To create this employee table, where we have the data? Where do we have this data? In a text file. Where we have the text file? On my desktop, in a folder called SAS. In that again, I have one more folder called SAS data. In that folder, what is the name? Demo 1.
Demo 1.
Now you should tell that address where we have the data. If you're shopping something on online, if you want to get that parcel exactly to your door, what we should do? We should give an exact address along with our door number, isn't it? In the same way, to get the data from that location, we should give the exact address of that file. How to give that address? To give that address, we write a statement called in file. That means whatever the file that you are getting, where we have that file. To tell that one, we write in file. Tell me where we have that one. It is present on my desktop in a folder called SAS. In that, I have one more folder called SAS data. In that, what is the file that we have?
Demo
How
1.
to tell the data is present in this location? You should understand the location. You should know the location. How to get the location of any file? Again, if you want to know the location of any file, what we should do? Again, you should give a right click. When you give a right click, you are going to get a window like this one, and you should go to the properties. Last one, suddenly we have a properties. You should go to the properties. When you click on the properties, now you'll get a window like this one. In this window, there is an option called location. Can you see here? We have a location here. Unfortunately, it's in a blur. You cannot see properly, but this is called location. Here we have the location of the file. Now this is the location. Understand this one? Now you should copy this one. How to copy this one? First of all, we need to select this one. And how to copy? Control plus C. Copy it. Go to the program and paste the location here. How to paste it? Control plus V. Now I paste it here. Now can you see now we have a location here? See where we have this is present on my desktop. In the desktop, what is the folder we have? SAS. Again in that, what is the folder that we have? SAS data. But now so far we have the location up to the folder. Now tell me, in the SAS data folder, what is the name of the file? We didn't get the name of the file. We got only the location. We got only that, like, the flat number. In that flat, we don't know who is that person. In the SAS data, I have so many files here. In which file we have that information? Demo 1. But unfortunately, here we have 3 demo 1s. In which demo 1 that we have?
Text file.
Text file. Which file? This one. In this file. In our class, you may have 2 or 3 students with the same name, isn't it? But what is different from one student to another student, one name to another name? Maybe their family name, surname. Isn't it? The surname is going to be unique for them. Now, in this file, in this folder, I have demo 1, 3 different files, but this is a different file, and this is another file, and this is in a different file. In which file we have this one? Text file. How to tell this is a text file? Real time lo, each and every file is going to have a unique extension. Prati file ki kuda oka unique extension untundi. How we are going to have a surname? In the same way, each and every file is going to have a unique extension. Now, what is the unique extension for a text file? And what is the unique extension for a PDF file? And what is the unique extension for a Word document? You may not know. If you want to know that one, again, what we should do? Go to the file and give a right click. Go to the properties. Now, here we have a properties. Now I'll go to see right click properties. When I open the properties, can you see here we have type of file? Can you see what type of file it is? Text document. And after the text document, within the brackets, we have a text called .txt. Unfortunately, you cannot see that one. Within the brackets, we have a .txt, and that is the unique extension for text file. If it's a PDF file, we are going to have their .pdf. If it's an Excel sheet, you will have a .xls. If it's in a Word document, you will have a .rtf. So each and every file is going to have a unique extension, and that extension you can find in the properties options, in the property type of file, and in the type of file within the brackets we are going to have an extension that is called unique extension of that file. For the text file, what is the unique extension? .txt. Understand this one? Now I will go back to the program. Now so far we have path up to the folder. Every time, can you see from one folder to another folder, what is that special character that we have? Backward slash. Now we should hit backward slash. Now what is the name of the file? File name. Demo 1. Then we should write .txt. Now this is the complete path of the file. Understand? Can we write one more time? Now see, I'm deleting this one. Now you only tell me how to get the complete path of any file. Go to the folder. What we should do? Right click, properties, copy the location. Copy the location. Go to the program and paste the path. But we got up to only folder. And give one backward slash, you should write the file name. What is the file name? Demo 1. And you should write the .txt. TXT. You should not write TXT, you should write only TXT. Understand? Now, remember one thing. Whenever you're writing any file location in SAS, you should always write the file path within the inverted quotations. ఎప్పుడైనా సరే మీరు ఏదైనా ఒక ఫైల్ పాత్ రాస్తున్నారనుకోండి, ఆ ఫైల్ పాత్ ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఎలా రాయాలి మనం? విత్ ఇన్ ద ఇన్వర్టెడ్ కామాస్ లోపల ఉండాలి. If you specify single inverted comma at one side, on the other side of the path also, you should write the single inverted comma. Okay, that is the rule. But if you specify double inverted quotations at one side, on the other side also, what we should do? you can write double inverted comma. You can write either single on both sides, either double on both the sides. You can do any one thing. You cannot have one single at one side, double at another side. Either on both the sides single quotations or both the sides only double quotation. Now this is the complete path of file. Whenever write anything within the quotations, now that will appear in purple color. It should always appear in purple color. Only in SAS you can see multiple colors like this one. In no other programming tool you can see these many colors. That is one of the advantages in SAS. Okay. Now tell me, this is the end of my second statement. How to say end of the statement? By keeping a semicolon. Now I'm keeping a semicolon. Second statement over. Now I'm going to start writing the third statement. Now I'm creating a data employee, so I'm creating a table called employee. To create this table, I'm getting the data from so and so location. That is also fine. And to keep this information in the table, you should have a columns. Into which columns you want to keep this data? What are the column names you want to have? Now you should write the column names. To write the column names, we are going to write a statement called input. Input statement is useful to write the column names. Tell me what are the column names you can suggest to me? EMPID, name, age, gender, salary, location. Okay, now I'm going to write the column names in this statement. The first column I want to have EMPID. You will get a doubt. Why should we write only EMPID? Why can't we write employee ID or serial ID or something? You can write whatever you name, but you should follow certain naming rules. I will tell you the rules later. So for time being, I am writing EMPID. Space. What is the second column you want to have? Name. Space. What is the third column we want to have? Age. Very good. What is the fourth column we want to have? Gender. And what is the fifth column we want to have? Salary. And I'm writing SL salary. If you want, you can write the salary also, not a problem. And what is the last column I want to have? Location. Now I'm going to write the location. Now this is the end of the statement. How to say end of the statement? Very good, semicolon. Now this is the end of the program. In SAS, we always close our program by writing a statement called run semicolon. If you are writing a run statement, that would be the last statement of the program. మీరు రన్ రాసి సెమీకోలన్ పెట్టారు అంటే అక్కడితో ప్రోగ్రామ్ కంప్లీట్ అయింది. సో రన్ స్టేట్మెంట్ వుడ్ బి ద లాస్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్రోగ్రామ్. Now this is a SAS program. These 4 lines are a SAS program. Now I have written this program. Now what we should do? We should execute the program. Only program as a table created to that. You should execute that program. How to execute the program? Which programming lines I want to execute? First, you need to select those programming lines. Then how to execute the program? In this SAS software, and this is called as a toolbar. Can you see on the top we have few options here? This is called a toolbar. In the toolbar, there is a symbol saying that like a man is in running mode. Can you see a man is a running symbol? And this is called run symbol, or run button, or submit button. If you click on that submit button, the program will be get executed. Okay. Otherwise, in your keyboard, you can click on F3 button. Me keyboard low, you should click on F3 button. You can click on the submit button, or you can click on the F3 button. Now see, I'm going to click on the submit button. As soon as I click on the submit button, the program will be get executed. If the program has been executed, what is the result of this program? Why have I written this program? To create a table called, what is the table? Employee.
Employee.
When you execute the program, automatically it will create a table. Now where the table will be created? Okay. Now see, here we have one more window called, can you see this one? Explorer window. In the Explorer window, now we have 4 folders here. And one of the folder is libraries. If you click on the libraries, now we'll get the 6 libraries like this one. In one of the library we have, can you read this one? Work library. It is a default library. Whenever you create a table, automatically the table will be get created in the work library. Now see, I'm opening this work library. Now, can you see in the work library that what we have now? We have a table called employee. See what I'm doing? I'm deleting this table, deleting, and I'm executing the program again one more time. Now this is my program. I'm going to click on the submit button. As soon as I click on the submit button, now in the work library, we can see the table here. By the way, this is SAS table. Employee is a SAS table. Now I'm trying to double. If you want to see this one, give a double click. Now I double click on this one. Now we have a SAS employee table like this one. Do you have any problem in this? Only location?
Name, gender.
Total we have 6 columns. Now we have the data in employee ID, we have data in age, we have data in salary, but there is no data in the name, gender, and location. What is your comment on this? What is your understanding conclusion?
Because it is character.
Numbers only appearing.
It is reading only the numbers. It couldn't
Yes.
able to read the character data. That means by default, SAS can understand only numerical data. It cannot understand character data. That's why by default, it could able to read only employee ID, age, and salary, because only those 3 columns we have character data. In the name, gender, and location, we have a character data. It couldn't able to understand.
Yes.
It didn't read that. But in the real time, are we going to have only numerical data? No. We'll get the character data. Sometimes we are going to have alphanumerical. Sometimes we are going to have a special characters. So then what we should do if you want to read the character data?
$1.
Okay. Now, if you want to read the character data, you know what we should do? Again, go back to the program. In which column we should get the character data? Any idea?
Name.
Name. You know, in the input statement, after the name column name, you should write a special character called the dollar symbol.
Yes.
If you specify the dollar symbol, that means the data is coming as a character data. Please read the character data. Now, after the name, I specified the dollar symbol. I am selecting this program again. I'm executing the program again. We are getting the table one more time. If I open the table, now can you see? Now we have the data in the name. But still we didn't get the data in the gender and location. Now tell me what we should do if we want to get the data in the gender and the location. Again, after the gender, what we should do? We should write a dollar symbol. And after location also, what we should do? We should write a dollar symbol. Now I'm selecting my program again one more time. I'm executing my program one more time. We have employee table. Now open that employee table. Now can you see? Now we have the data in all the 6 columns. Now this is a SAS table which contains 6 columns and which contains 23 rows. Tell me, in which columns we have a numerical data? Employee ID, age, salary. In which columns we have character data?
Name, gender,
Name,
location.
gender, location. How do you know that the name, gender, location contains character data? Alphabets. So by seeing the alphabets, you are saying name, gender, location is character data. Do you have any commonality in all the character columns? Observe carefully. Do you have any commonality between the name, gender, and location? Any commonality between the employee ID, age, and salary?
All are at the left side.
You know, the character data will always align on the left side of the column. This is a name column. In what side we have the data? Left side or right side? Left side. EMP is a numerical data. What side we have the data? Remember one thing, numerical data will align on the right side and the character data will align on the left side. మీరు ఇప్పుడు డేటాను చూసి చెప్పకూడదు, క్యారెక్టర్ డేటా న్యూమరికల్ డేటా అలైన్మెంట్ చూసి చెప్పాలి. If the data is on the left side, which is a numerical data. If the data is on the left side, it is a character data. If the data is aligned on the right side, that is a numerical data. Understand this program? Now, you should help me to write the program to create a table. Okay? What and all you are going to say? I'm going to write only that program. Now, on my desktop, I have a SAS folder. In that, I have a SAS data folder. In that, I have a text file called blood. In the blood text file, I have 1,000 patients information here. I have each and every patient ID, and I have a patient gender. I have a blood group, age group, WBC, RBC, cholesterol. Now I want to create a table from this text file. First tell me, what is the best table name that you can suggest to me? I want to have a table name blood profile. Okay? How many columns we should require? How many columns we require? 7 columns. So I'm telling the column names: patient ID, PT ID, gender, blood group, age group, WBC, RBC, cholesterol. Understand? Now tell me the program. You only tell me how to write a program. Data, space.
CBP,
I want to
blood-
have a blood
blood
profile.
profile.
Very
Semicolon.
good. Semicolon.
Next
In
in
file.
file.
We should copy the location.
Where
You know
it
how to
located?
copy the location,
Location.
right? Now I go there. Right
Right
click.
click.
Properties.
Properties.
Copy the
Location
location.
copy.
I'm copying the
C.
location.
Control
Control plus C. Go to the program. Control plus V. Then
P.
very good. Backward slash. Blood dot. Very good. TXT. You want to keep a semicolon? Okay. Okay. Inverted quotations. You know, in the last example, we have given double inverted quotations, right? This time we'll try single quotation. If you give single at one side, other side also. Very good. Before the semicolon. Okay. Then tell me what the third one you should write. Input. You want to show the data one more time? Patient ID, PT ID. You want to show the data again one more time? Gender.
Age.
Gender. You want to say one more time? After the gender,
Blood group.
blood group, age group. Blood GRP, age GRP. Then WBC, RBC,
cholesterol.
and then what should I do?
Semicolon.
You want me to keep dollar? Where do you want me to keep the dollar? Okay. Gender dollar symbol.
Blood group.
Blood group dollar symbol. Age group. Dollar symbol. Then what should I do?
Run.
Very good. I'm selecting this program. I'm executing this program. Now immediately
Submit.
we have a table called blood profile. If I open this one, now we have 7 columns and we have 1,000 rows because we have 1,000 records. Each record will come as one row. We have 1,000 rows. This is how we create a table when we have a data in a text file. Clear, everybody? Now, if I give a text file, will you write a program to create a table? How did you find the program? Is it easy? Looking easy so far? Trust me, the entire SAS is going to be like this one only. It is going to be very, very easy, but you should learn step by step. If you learn it in a proper manner, proper way, everything is going to be easy. Okay? But the most important thing for SAS is practice. SAS is very, very volatile. You know, if you didn't practice SAS for a couple of days, you'll forget everything. Everything will come to zero. You should continuously, persistently, you should practice. Every day you have to practice. మీరు అలా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయలేదనుకోండి, ఒక 4 to 5 days కనుక ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయడం ఆపేశారనుకోండి, ఇఫ్ యూ డింట్ ప్రాక్టీస్ 4-5 days, everything will come to zero again. So constant, regular practice is very, very important. If I take 1 hour class, you should practice at least 2 hours. Understand? In the starting, you may practice only 1 or 2 hours. So gradually, you need to increase that number of hours per day. And by the end of the SAS program, you should practice at least 10 to 12 hours per day. To that level, if you practice, SAS is going to be very, very easy. Okay? Do you have any doubts? You can talk with Vinu. Missing values. We'll get the missing values as missing values because I have missing values in cholesterol. We didn't get the data. We don't have the data. So then you'll get a dot symbol. If it's a numerical variable, you'll get a period symbol. But if it's a character variable, you'll have a blank space. I will discuss about that one. Anybody so far any doubts? If you do not have the doubts, in tomorrow's class, we'll see how to manage the data and how to analyze the data. Okay? Okay, then see you in tomorrow's class.